Alright, we're here again. Now, very important. We have to fix some things because you see, it's an arch, forward arch, the body, but it's when you look at it from 3/4, here it's more dynamic than ours. So probably first what I want to do is I want to increase the size of the jacket. I mean, like, make it a little bit wider, especially in the bottom. Because you see this angle here is like, it's more like this. It's not like flat down. It's not like a cylinder, but it's more like a cone, the jacket overall. And it makes a nice silhouette in this area here. That's what I'm trying to achieve. Also, let's see here if we can move this more forward and make it a little bit wider. And here, probably we will need just 2 more edges, which means I go to edit mode with tab, then I press Ctrl R, and then with the scroll wheel I scroll once up, and then double click with the left mouse button, and this will give me a little bit more geometry to work with, at least for now. So this geometry is important, my English is the best, important because it's important, and that's it. We don't need to know more. It's important because it's important. No, the geometry is important because otherwise we will not be able to make this kind of curves if we want to make some curves. And in this case I wanted to make a curve, so that's why for me it's important. Now, what we want to do also is to fix the shoes. We want to make shoes because now we don't have shoes. We have only something that resembles shoes. So that's why I will try to just with the move brush in sculpt mode with the grab brush. It's called move brush in ZBrush. So when I say move brush, understand grab brush. It's the same brush. I mean that in ZBrush is called move brush, and we move with it. That's why it's more. I mean, I tend to call it move brush because it is move brush. In Blender it's called grab brush because they don't want to name it exactly the same as ZBrush, which is understandable. They want to be, you know, a different program, which they are. But most of the sculpting things and the way brushes works and stuff, they took from the leading program, which is ZBrush. But they made it pretty well. So that's why now Blender is such a good program. Now let's look at our bottom from the bottom. Our bottom from the bottom. Our model from the bottom. So from the bottom, our shoes need to look a little bit more like shoes. What I mean by that is the inner portion should be flatter and the outer portion should have this kind of a arch on it. You know, this, by the way, the shoes are something that differentiate, and also the arms, the hands, are something that differentiate a good artist from not so good artist. So the best artists, they're making very nice shoes and also very nice you know, arms, and everything is very nice, but shoes and arms, they're very visible. If the shoes are not very well made, it's visible. If the arms are not very well made, it's visible. So that's why, yeah. Now here I would like to put a little bit something more interesting. No, first I will add one more edge loop in here, which I'm not sure I should add it, but I can show you something else. I don't know if I should, but I will show you. I will show you how to cut. Since I don't want to make this loop all the way from the sleeve to here, I need it just in this area here. That's why I will try. Press K on the keyboard, key, and then click, click, click. And then press Enter on the keyboard to accept. This will cut your mesh. This is just the cut tool, which is great. Now I will select those with Shift, those edges in the edge select, and just extrude them a little bit in and a little bit out. Why I'm doing this? Because I see that we have something like this here, and I want to do it similarly as the concept. It's not mandatory, you can just, you know, pretend that you haven't seen that, but sometimes, some things, I like to do the same as concept, which is, you know, maybe it's a weakness of mine, but I like it. Now here I continue, and overall I'm happy with the proportions, although I still think that my jacket is a little bit too long, so I may just lift it so it's not that long. Let's see if we will happen to do it. Maybe I will push this area too. By the way, in here we don't have any edge loops. Maybe we can put one, just in case, just to be able to push from the back here a little bit. And I can smooth this area. And by the way, this, what we have inside, the arm, we don't need it that much at all. So we'll see if we will keep it. But the jacket probably will be like this, and we will just put some subdivision modifier, for example, to get more resolution out of it. And at some point we will apply the subdivision modifier, and we will go from there. We'll extract some things from the jacket, we will do some detailing on the jacket, on this, for example, the collar here, we can do some detailing on it. And the neck probably shouldn't be that thin, maybe it should be a little bit thicker, especially when we 3D print it. We don't want the neck to be as thin. And this, by the way, this portion here, which is our you know, body, I think we need to extract from it a t-shirt, because the t-shirt should be, let's see, no, I cannot quite understand what's happening here, but the t-shirt maybe is inside the pants. So the t-shirt, but let's make it separate object. It's better to be a separate object for the t-shirt. So I will select this, go to edit mode, and now from here I want to extract a t-shirt. How to do that? I have to select some polygons. So I will go to select polygon. I will go Alt Z to be able to see everything, because otherwise I can select like this. Now I can make this selection and then move it with space. When I press space, I can move the selection. And I can select this, for example, which is great, but in the back it's not selected. That's why, maybe from the side view it will be better. Alt Z, and then I will select like this. And then I will select one here and control here. And now I will manually select with control this loop. And now this I want to duplicate and extract it to another mesh. How to do that? It's very easy. Shift D to duplicate, and now it's duplicated, but I don't want to move it anywhere. I want it to stay in the same place. So I will just press the right mouse button on the mouse, and now it's there, it's duplicated, but it's in the same position. And since it's already selected, I just can press P and separate it, or right click and separate selection. Click it, and then we have it. Alt Q to select it. At least I will try. I cannot do it, so it's difficult. I can try to select it like this, yes. So I went to object mode to select it. Now press Tab, press A, and scale it a little bit, so it's a little bit bigger than the other one. Now this will be our t-shirt, and it needs to have a collar here. So let's do this. By the way, I didn't show you how to do this. So if you want to concentrate on one object and disable visibility of all other objects, not here, but disable it just to see, you have to press this button. This is the line like this, or the question mark button, which is close to your right shift. So this button, once pressed, you can isolate one object, work on it, and then when you press it again, you will show all the other objects again, which is great. Now I go to sculpt mode and just pull this to make this color a little bit. Let's see. Okay, like this. We have symmetry, which is great. Here I can make sure this is close to it, because we can make the color from this. We can extrude it later if we want. We'll see. Now, what I want to do here is probably fill this, because this now is just one planar mesh. So I probably want to fill it with, to have volume, because when we 3D print, we don't want planar meshes at all. If we want to 3D print it, of course. So, what do? I press this question mark again, and the bottom one I will fill easily by pressing tab to go to edit mode, and then I can double click in edge mode. So I press 2 to go to edge mode here in the top left, edge mode, and then double click this edge, loop, and then press F, and it will fill it with polygon, which is great. But now I want to inset it also. So I press I, and then just move a little bit to inset. And that's it for the bottom. For the top, I will do similar. I will press like this, then I will extrude, press E, and then it will go somewhere. But I don't want to extrude it. I want to scale it basically. So I'll press S to scale, and then move it down a bit, because this will be the thickness of my shirt. And then here I will press F, and then insert like this, inset. And this should work for now. Let's see. Yeah, we have this thickness here. It's not a bad idea to have a good thickness of your t-shirt. The t-shirt, I will put it above the pants for now. I don't know if it will be above the pants forever, but for now at least it should be. It's not the same as the concept overall as proportions, but it's similar, so it's fine. So what I need to do here is not to have this sharp corner of the jacket. That's why I will Alt and Q to select the jacket, tab to go to edit mode, and I want to go to edge mode, so I press 2, double click on this edge and bevel it. So Control B is to bevel, and then just bevel it like this. And this will give us a little bit more soft feeling, not so sharp, which, I mean, sharp is not the best, the worst. I will go here, and this, by the way, in sculpt mode, it's better to fix. I need this end of the jacket here, of the sleeve, to be kind of like a cylinder, you know, and the rest, you know, inflated and stuff like this, but we will fix it. Even if now it doesn't look quite right, it will be fixed. So it's not a big issue for now. Now we have t-shirt, we have we have everything basically, but what we need to do is continue working on the boots, because the boots now are a little bit problematic. We don't like them too much. So let's make the soles of the boots. Let's see how to make the soles. So the soles I will make by going to the boots, going to edit mode, and selecting this edge loop. No, selecting first I will go to 3, which is our polygon, and then I double click here, and then I will select all those polygons around. And you see they are similar, like thickness, so probably I will be able to make a sole from this. What I will do now is extract it. So Shift D to duplicate, right click to put it in the same. So now it's duplicated, but it's in the same place. Now I press P on my keyboard and separate selection. When you do this a couple of times, you will be able to do it very easily. Now I go back to object mode, try to select this one, and then go to edit mode with it. Now I will select the bottom part, double click, and then move it down. Scale it a little bit, but a little bit with S. I'm scaling it. Yeah, like this, it's fine. The top part I will select, and now I want this top part to be absolutely straight, although it's not needed to be absolutely straight. I think it's good as it is. I can even scale it a little bit probably out. And then what we need is to make F. So I will isolate it with the question mark key, and then I will press F here and then F in here. No, I have to double click and then press F. This will close the things, but when you close it, it's not a good idea to just leave it closed, because when you put a subdivision surface modifier, it will flatten it. What we'll need to do is to go and inset the top a little bit and inset the bottom a little bit. When you do that, then it will be better looking when you subdivide it at some point. You see, I put the subdivision modifier below the mirror modifier, and you can put modifier over modifier, it's not a problem. We can even change their places. It's not, it doesn't matter now. So I will press again the question mark key, and you see the subdivision modifier is shrinking the mesh a little bit, which means I may need to increase the size of it at some point, but for now it's fine. So this, the top part, let's see if the top part we need to make it separate meshes. Probably it will be for the best if we make a separate mesh for the size, for the side, which is the yellow part, separate mesh for the tongue, this part here, and separate mesh for the front part. And yeah, separate meshes for everything usually is your best choice. But in order to do that, we'll have to remesh this. So let's go to the boots. We are on the boots now. And I will Shift R. No, I'll go to sculpt mode first and then Shift R. And then increase the geometry and Control R. And then smooth them with Shift. So Shift R to select how many polygons we will have. And then Control R to apply them. But of course, very careful, because sometimes if you select too low amount of polygons, it will be the death of Blender. At least he will, you know, give up at some point. So now, what we need is front part, side parts, and a tongue. So for the tongue, of course, I will go to object mode. Then I will add with Shift A a plane. I will rotate this plane. I don't care how much, but no, I will first go to edit mode. I sometimes forget. Edit mode, then rotate the plane, then put it down, scale it, and this will be our tongue. I don't know if it's in English is tongue, but in Bulgarian, this thing is called tongue. I will make it smaller, and then I will press Ctrl R and press Ctrl R again, just to put some things. Then with the sculpt brushes, I will put it into position, and it will look like this. Of course, it's not gonna look perfect yet, but at some point we will make thickness and everything should be nice. For now, it's bad. We'll see how it will look later. So let's say this is the base of our shoe. The base of our shoe is this white thing here, for example. This yellow thing we need now. How to do this yellow thing around it. So there are a couple of ways we can do it. We can retopologize by hand. This is one way to do it. We can also just extract a mask. And I will show you how to extract a mask now. Because extracting a mask is a skill which is good to know. And then we can retopologize when we have extracted the mask. We'll see. Now first, I will select this with Alt Q, then I will press M to have a mask, and then I will make it smaller, and then I will start making the mask. This is the mask. And now, yeah, if you have watched the mask movie, if you want to, you know, delete a mask, you just press Ctrl and, you know, delete parts of the mask. Otherwise, you just mask when you press M and then mask. I'm not gonna mask the top parts. because then I will just move it. When we extract it, I will just move it a little bit closer to the top and it will be okay. For now, I just need a vague mask, which will help me, but let's see. Okay, and here in the middle I like to leave just a flat, like a rectangular tunnel, if we may say, tunnel, yeah. Alright, this looks relatively fine. The videos now, I will make them a little bit longer from now on. The first videos were to give you the idea of the stuff and stuff, but now we are working and the videos will get a little bit longer with more content because we need to do the job now. So this probably will do, and now I need to extract it just to, yeah, fill a little bit more the mask. Now, how to extract this mask? We'll go to mask and mask extract. Wow, I know it's a strange thing, but this is the way to do it. So mask extract, and then in this window that appears is the mask extract. We just disable extract as solid. We don't need this, and then just press OK, and we will have it as a new mesh. This new mesh, we go back to sculpt mode, and then I will inflate it with 6 inflate brush and smooth it with shift. So inflate it at spaces and smooth it in other places. And now I will test something to see if it will happen. But first I need to move it into position. So with the move brush, I will try to put it where I want it. We'll see if this will happen. I'm just moving it. As I told you, I just will move it after the fact, after it's extracted. So it's a new object. It's just a planar object. We'll put thickness to it at some point. But for now, we need just to put it into place. I'm smoothing where I need to, and I'm inflating where I need to. I'm flattening also where I need to, if I have to. Here, I can disable this mask in this object by selecting with it Alt Q, then selecting again this object, smoothing it, and stuff like this until we have what we need. So moving, grabbing, smoothing to make it a little bit more sharp, a little bit nicer on the edges. Here with the grab brush and smooth brush, I will try to achieve nice sharpness if I can. But usually I can, so yeah. I'm going to the boot itself below and smoothing it so it goes down. But overall, I'm not trying to make this wavy. Everything should be smooth and cool, which is a difficult thing, by the way. And it needs time. It needs a lot of time. So time we have to spend. It's inevitable. Now we have this, which is relatively fine. We need the front part here, which we will do again with the extract probably. But before that, I need to test something out. So in the sculpt mode, I will go here, remesh. So this is the, what is this? The object data properties. And when we go to object data properties and remesh, we go to quad and quad reflow remesh. And then one window appear here, and number of faces we need it to be like 500, for example, or something. And let's try. Okay, it's not bad. Let's say it's not bad. Quad reflow remesh is something like remesher in Blender, which allow us to make low poly versions of the high poly extracts that we have. Usually, the best version of this is this plugin, Quad Remesher, but it's paid. And for me, it's worth it. It's around $60–100. I'm not sure. I think there are options for 3 months for $15 or something like this. But for you, if you are a beginner, if you just are trying to see what's what, you don't need it. This remesh quad, so it's voxel remesher is the normal remesh that we're doing in sculpt mode, but you go to quadriflow remesh, and just number of faces, dial it down a little bit. We don't need so much faces, and try it. Press OK, and it should work in some areas. And like here now, it worked, and it made a good thing, because now it will be easy for us to go and make thickness of this, and then subdivide it a couple of times. It will be nice. Definitely will be nice. Now the front part, let's repeat all this process for the front part. But this time I will do this. Instead of going to the mask brush, I will press Ctrl Shift and then drag. So I'm from above and I'm pressing Ctrl Shift and dragging. This will make a mask. So Ctrl Shift and dragging from the empty area to the object will make a mask over it, which is great. Now again, goes mask extract. Make sure this extract as solid is checked out, so no check there. Okay, and now we have this. Then we go and inflate it, because we need it to be a little bit bigger. Smooth this area here, inflate it again, smooth it, and then let's quadriflow remesh it. Let's this time try 200, not 2000, 200. Okay. All right, this time the result is bad. Usually, probably you can see it's pretty bad. I don't know why. Let's Ctrl Z a couple of times and see what's happening. Okay, now this time, since we have this bottom part here, probably we need to delete this bottom part, and then it will be better. Let's see how to delete the bottom part. So what I will do, I will go to Tab, which is edit mode, and then I will go Alt Z and select all those polygons and just X faces. Now we don't have them. Now I go back to sculpt mode and smooth this with Shift, this area, because if I don't smooth it, then the quadriflow will think that it needs to put polygons where it doesn't need to put polygons. But it will try to put them anyway, which is not a good thing for us. That's why I'm gonna just do it, Here I don't like what's happening, but I will leave it for now and see if the quadriflow remesh will fix it. So let's do this again. Okay, now it's much better and it's exactly what we need. So I press the question mark again to go back from this mode to see everything, and then just smooth here a little bit, move this up, smooth it with Shift, just clicking a little bit, then move it up. Overall, I think we have a great result. And the result which will be useful. And that's the main thing. Because if this wasn't working, we probably could have to resolve in doing it by hand. And remeshing by hand is not the best thing you can do. Now I will put mirror modifier here and mirror modifier here. So I'm just selecting them with Alt Q and then mirror modifier. This one also needs one mirror modifier, and we have shoes which are looking relatively fine. Maybe they should be a little bit taller, but this is easy to make. We can go to the shoe itself, make it a bit taller in here in the base, then go to this one and just adjust it. Yeah, once you have so many things, adjusting is a little bit of a pain, but it's not a super big issue. It's doable, it's fine. So we can do it. It's doable, that's why we can do it. Alright, so this video became a little bit longer, but I think we did a great job, and now you know how to extract masks and how to do such stuff, which is great because this is essential. In the next video, probably I will show you how to make the sword, or the knife, if we have to say it. Knife is important, and we might do it in an interesting way, so let's go to it. Yeah, let me save first as 9, although this probably is 10 already. Yeah, it's probably 10. So that's 10. And see you in the next video of the knife.